Hello, and welcome to today's session on web analytics and web tracking. Today, it's very important for hotelers to understand what's going on with their sites, their websites, and how their customers and visitors interact with their website. The way to do this is with web analytics. What we're going to talk about today is various tools, but mainly Google Analytics itself. What's the power, and how can you learn to use this to better manage and understand what's going on the internet with your website? If you don't know where you're going, any path will take you there, and that's very important in today's world of websites. Where are you going? What are you doing? How efficient is your website? Where are your customers coming from? What are they doing? What are they spending? Where are they? Just endless. There's numerous types of data that's gathered every time a customer or guest comes to a website and hopefully your website. And so what we want to do is give you a path, give you a tool that allows you to better understand your customers. So the agenda today, what does web analytics measure? What are some analytic tools available on the marketplace? Let's talk about Google Analytics. We can talk about the 5 steps to set up. Talk about the Google Analytic dashboard for your hotel. How to view trends and how to view your customers. Understand, again, who they are and why are they coming to your site and for what. Develop and create customer reports. Then we're going to look at a live site just to kind of walk through and show you some attributes and then do a summary. This session is going to be 20 to 30 minutes long, and it's designed to give you an overview. There's numerous courses out there, videos, a lot of information. There's e-marketing firms that provide consulting on Google Analytics and Web Analytics. This session is to get you thinking, showing you some of the capabilities that give you a better insight to your website and to your guests. I would recommend getting with your webmaster today, and he'll work with you to implement this. So what does web analytics measure? It measures your guests and your visitors. Who are they? Where do they come from? How do they get there? Who's your loyal customers? Who's your new visitors? Are they using mobile devices to get to your site? I.e., do you need a mobile booking engine? So who exactly are your customers? Next, your traffic. Where are they coming from? What keywords are they searching to find you? Who's referring them to you? And then what's your traffic once they get onto your website? What pages do they jump from? Then content. How effective is your website? One of the best ways to get people to return to your website is that it has rich content. It's very valuable. It's easy to use. So what are they viewing when they get there? How effective is your content? And then, of course, your booking engine. It gives with using Google Analytics or any analytics, you should be able to see the funnel of your booking. When do they come in? Where do they drop out? How many complete that conversion process of going from a visitor to a reserved guest? We'll talk about that. Marketing. What's working? What campaigns are working? How effective are they? What's your return on investment? Are your partners helping you? Promotions, what are those email campaigns doing to you? What about those pre- and post-mail campaigns? Then, of course, social media. How many hits you're getting from your Facebook site, from Twitter? So again, it's taking all these 4 major areas, tie them together, and allow you to give you an overall site in which you can analyze not only your own business, your hotel, and who your customers are. But before you do anything, one of the first things you need to understand, you need to create a measurement framework. Otherwise, you're going to get all this neat data. It's going to be pretty slick, but how do you use it? What are your business objectives? What are your goals you're trying to achieve? What metrics do you want to look at? What are some of your key performance indicators? What are some of your targets? What are your dimensions? And what are your segments? Segments meaning your customer segmentation. With Google Analytics or any analytics, you should be able to address these 7 key points. On the market, there's all types of analytic tools out there. free, $500 a month, all the way up to $1 million a year. So be careful. One of the things, one of the most used and most common, and most, or not common, it's one of the best analytics is Google Analytics. It's free, it's from Google, and Google provides various analytical tools that we're going to talk about that you should look at if you don't have any type of analytical tool today. InnLink, as you know, with the Res Matrix, we support both Google Analytics and Omniture. So what is Google Analytics? Well, Google Analytics is a free service that's offered by Google. It provides the ability to see all types of detailed statistics on your website and about your guests. It's a service that allows you to build, track, and improve your goals, track your search engine optimization or SEO, your campaigns. How good is those promotions doing? How many of those summer packages are you doing? Who's looking at the promotions? Without analytics, you're just posting stuff up on the wall and seeing what sticks, and you have no way of measuring without some type of analytics. And Google Analytics being free, it's one of the most powerful analytic tools on the marketplace. And it even allows you to create custom reporting, and that custom reporting also allows you to provide you with automatic emails. So once a day, once a month, whatever you want, you can actually get reports sent to you based on the criteria that you set. It allows you to be proactive. It allows you to better understand your guests, and above all, your hotel. Some of the sample data that Google gives you is we talked about the visitors. Where are they located? How often they visit your site? What type of computer? What type of browser they use? And what type of mobile phone do they use? How do people get to your site, and who are they? You can track once they get to your site, where do they go? What keywords do people search to find you? How did those people get to your site? Content. This is very important. You have to have a very rich site, a website that's very rich in information, that's very beneficial, that creates a return if people come back to learn more about your destination. Then it gives you where are people going within the site, where they enter, where they exit, and which ones are your most popular. Then the goals. What goals have you established if you're aiming at established objectives? So we had one hotel site that's tracking wedding campaigns, outdoor activities. So in their packages, when they sign on, they can actually see and track how many of these different packages are booked online. And this is a way to do it, to measure that with Google Analytics. Then e-commerce. If you sell anything out of your gift shop, or you have tours or golfing, how are you selling that? But then how are you tracking it? Google Analytics here shown on this page is a sample in which on the left you have all these different categories, from intelligence to visitors to traffic sources, the content, the goals, the custom reporting. There's different ways in which you can design your own dashboard, which we're looking at here. We'll get to that when we give code to the live site. So let's talk about setting up Google Analytics with InnLink's Res Matrix. Step 1, you create a Google Analytics account. Step 2, you register your hotel site, get a Google Analytics code, and get that analytical account number. Incorporate that analytical code onto each page of your website. Go to your Res Matrix account. Go to the third-party tracking page. Enter your Google Analytics account number. And sit back and let your data build. It will take several weeks, a good month, once you have enough data, but it will start tracking the next day. It does take several hours for it to get registered, but within a day you'll start collecting data. The more data you have, the more benchmarking you can have. You can see more trends. So sit back, relax, and let your data build. Step 1 we talked about, set up a Google Analytics account. Once you set up a Google Analytics account, this is the page you'll go to, and then You'll either, if you're new to Google Analytics, you'll click here, or you already have an account, you would select Access Analytics. Once you've signed up, go into your site, you will see this page in which, if you had multiple hotels, you would see a list of all your hotels, and you would go to each hotel site and you would set up the appropriate reports or information. You can set up administrators, users, and I can very quickly look at what's going on with all 5 hotels or 10 hotels or individual hotel. Then you would just drill down by selecting the report. Step 3, incorporate the Google Analytic code to each page of your website. This is where your webmaster will know how to do this and where this plugs into your website. Step 4, go to ResMatrix and select your third-party tracking. Then this page will pop up. Then at this point, step 5 is you'll add your Google Analytics number to ResMatrix right here, and then away you go. So let's look at dashboards, or as some people call them, scorecards. What's your score? Where are you? And who's winning the game? The Google Analytic dashboard, here's another view where very quickly we can see from in a month view by default, or I can spread that out to 2 months, to a quarter, to a half a year, to a full year, and see trend lines. I compare month against the previous month, or a period to this another period. I can quickly see my site usage, the visits, the pages. I can look at my visitor overview, returning visitors versus new visitors, and then the page content and the traffic source. We'll see some of this in a few minutes. So these are customizable dashboards. Compare dates, view multiple stats, and quickly identify trends. So custom reports. Custom reports allow you to decide what you want to see or what the report should show, whether it's an external source or keyword performance report, dimensions, goals, metrics, then set up those automatic emails. In this case, I created a custom report called InnLink BBE, mobile tracking. And so I can compare, instead of comparing date to date, I'm actually comparing usage of new visits. So I can see the number of new visitors, and of those new visitors, how many are using mobile devices to get to the booking engine. I can then drill down, so maybe do I need a mobile booking engine? And how do I know? This is a breakdown of the previous chart we just saw, and not only can we see the trends visually, but then I can break down and look at each page. I can see people coming on page 1, going to page 2 to 3, all the way to the final confirm reservation, page number 5. So, of the new visits I've had, of all the new visitors, almost 79% come in via mobile device. But once we looked at each of the pages, this hotel had 0 bookings from those 144 mobile visitors. That's a 0 conversion rate. Do they need a mobile booking engine? Yes. And the reason why is the standard ResMatrix booking engine is designed for PC-based browsers. They have a large screen. Have you ever tried going to a website with your smartphone and try to navigate? It's very difficult, and so that's the value of having a mobile booking engine, because it automatically conforms to the size of your screen. So hence, this person had 144 visitors and made no money off of them, or no bookings directly, so it was a very cumbersome experience. One of these bookings would have paid for their mobile booking engine just one time, with it's just saving one of those, possibly saving just one of those visitors and turning them into a booked reservation. So this is one way I can look and say, hey, do I need new technology? Do I need to do something different on my website that my competition's not doing? But how do I know? Without any type of analytic reports, I cannot tell all of those visitors who are non-mobile and who are mobile. definitely this hotel needs a mobile booking engine, and Google Analytics gave us and showed us a very quick ROI of implementing that. So visitors, who are they? How loyal are they? How good is my content on my website? Again, these are just snapshots of what you can obtain from Google Analytics. How many visits? How many unique visitors? Page views, on-site, and new visits. What happened last month? I can actually not even go back last month. I can go back several months and compare. Then I have this new chart, and I can mouse over and actually see, like on June 6th compared to May 6th, my traffic increased 83%, almost 84%, from 340 visitors to 625. As a hotel, that's great. I didn't know, I wouldn't have known that any other way. Location, where are the guests coming from? Where do you need to advertise? One of the things that Google Analytics can do is help you with your online advertising. Google Analytics quickly shows you where majority of your guests are coming from. In this particular case, the hotel we're talking about is up in Massachusetts. But you can see they get a lot of traffic from Maine and New York, and then they get some traffic from California. All I would have to do is hover over each of the states and actually get the quantity of people coming to my site from that state. Up here in Washington, maybe I'd like to run an ad campaign so that anytime somebody in Washington searches for a hotel in Massachusetts, my name or my hotel or property or resort will pop up. Google Analytics, Google AdWords will help you with this. And this is something that's very important and gives you tools that you otherwise would not know. I can go down to a state level. I can even go down to the city level. So where do I need to focus my advertising? Okay, what we're looking at now is Google Analytics Live. It's actually, we're going to be looking at InnLink's website. So this is, as you remember a few charts back in the PowerPoint, this is once you have everything set up, this is kind of your launch pad where you go in and select the site you want to look at. If you have multiple hotels, you would see all your hotel sites on this page. In this case, we're going to go and look at InnLink.com. We'll go in there and we come to our first screen we see as our dashboard. This dashboard is customizable based on what I want to look at when I first go into my site. Right across the type is just the number of visits. This translates in over the last 30 days from May 20th through June 19th. I can see that we've had over 21,500 visits. That equates to over 51,000 page views. People are, when they come to the site, they're average around 2.4 pages per visit. The bounce rate, this is very good. The lower the bounce rate is great because that means people are coming here who want to be here. And the average time on site is 1 minute, 6 seconds, and 25% are new visits. It shows me another graph of the same view. It shows me my page content, shows me my traffic source. This is that map overlay I was talking to you about earlier, and I clicked too much. I should have just clicked on View Report. And so this is the world of those. We've had 21,000 visitors, and they represent visitors from 56 countries around the world. And the darker the color, the higher the concentration of where our visitors are. But we see that in Russia, it is somewhat green. So we had 1 visitor from Russia. We've had 2 from Croatia, 5 from France, 1 from Egypt, 9 from Australia, 228 from Canada, but of course here in the United States, close to 21,000 visitors. So I'll click in the region I want to get more information about, and again I can see the United States. The darker the screen, or the darker the state, the more higher concentration of where our visitors come from. So from Maine, almost 1,500, Tennessee, 1,700, Texas, Florida, then California is the second largest or the largest. Then I can click and I can look around and just see where everybody within California is coming from. If I drill back up Let's go back up to the top. And let me make a little room here for us here. I also have the ability to go in. Remember, we were talking mobile. I can see in the United States of what people are using, so I can very quickly see that I've had 121 with iPhones, then Androids and iPads, and the BlackBerry and iPod. Very similar to what we saw in the PowerPoint presentation a few minutes ago. I can even actually go see what carriers, whether they come from Comcast, Charter, Cox, Sprint, AT&T, and so forth. We also, so let's get a quick level of what's going on in regards to your visitors. We then can move and look at traffic sources. Where our customers coming from, their visitors coming from. In this case, 68% are coming directly to InnLink.com, where we have 25 search engines, and 6.7% come from referring sites. Then I can go of those referring sites, or let's look at the search engines. When we say search engines, and I get over there, I can see that most of them, of course, come from Google, then Bing and Yahoo and Search and Ask and AOL. And so that's one way of looking at it. We also have the ability of looking at who are our referring sites. So whether it comes from our own InnLink or InSoft or Google or some of our other partners. But within Google Analytics, we can look at the content. We can see what is our favorite pages, where are people going the most. And there again, there's the navigation. Another neat thing is your in-page analytics. It actually opens up your window and you can display the clicks from all visits, and you can create a filter so you can actually watch and see what they're doing. Now, due to the length and getting this set up, we aren't able to show it here, but this is something you may want to look at, especially from your front page, and it gives you an in-page analytics of where people go and what are their favorite links. We also have the ability, if you go down and look at your content, if I can find it here for a second, keywords. Under my traffic sources, what keywords are people using to find us? Of course, InnLink, InnLink.com, ResMatrix, www.InnLink, and we've tracked the top 225 different keywords that people use, from PMS to customer service to WindSurfer, InnLink, Hendersonville, Tennessee, to response. There's one interesting here, Central Reservation Services, CRS, AHOA, hotels that use InnLink. So a number of different keywords. So these are keywords people are actually typing in within different search engines, and Google passes that along and stores that so we can identify, are we using the right keywords? Do we need to add these keywords to help our SEO? Campaigns, we're not running any campaigns right now, but you can do different types of campaigns, ad campaigns, TV campaigns. Then content, what are they looking at when they get there? So it kind of goes on and on and on. Event tracking, these could be events that you have at your hotel. This could be different activities, a lot of different information that you can deduct and get from Google Analytics. It also has, we talked about earlier, custom reporting, where I can go up, create a new custom report. What do I want to look at? Maybe I'll want to look at the number of entrances and the number of exits. How many visitors do I have? How many new visitors are they? What's the percent of new visits? Then I want to know where the day of the week or the month. So I want to look at it on a monthly basis. Then from there, I may want to look at the content. So it goes on and on, which you can build these custom reports. You have, let's go back to our dashboard for a minute. On all these reports where they built in, you customize them, you can set up an automatic email. Well, when do you want this report delivered to your desktop, and who's it to? So we want to schedule. You always send it now. Do I want to send it to others? What's the description? What type of format? And what date range would you like to see it in? So I just want to show you a quick view of what Google Analytics looks like. Why is it important? Why is it important for you to implement it, start looking at it? Get with your webmaster, your web hoster, whoever takes care of your website. Get them to implement Google Analytics, and I think that you'll see a world of difference in regards to obtaining information that you didn't know existed or didn't know how to find it. So I hope you've enjoyed this live demonstration. Thank you. Okay, in a moment here we're going to go to a live site demo. Now we've just seen that. So the tools and tactics are very essential, but strategy wins the war. So again, just because you have Google Analytics, make sure you have a strong business framework of what you're trying to do, what you're looking for. But with Google Analytics or any type of analytical package, it is essential. And if not, you're going blind, or will not be fast to react to what's going on with your customers in the marketplace. A couple of recommended resources to go to is there's excellent videos at Google Analytics. They have a tour. There's a YouTube on Google Analytics. Then the official site to download, to register, to log on, to get a Google Analytics account, which is all free. And they have a lot of good documentation and other educational resources at these websites. In summary, how does your website measure up? Analytical tools, hopefully you've seen today, are very important. Google Analytics offers a free and easy to set up robust tools that now gives you the ability to understand what's going on with your guests and your hotel, and overall gives you the tools to grow your business. I want to thank you very much for your time today.